So how is that in Europe? I use this chart because this is actually not very known. What is it? It is the consumption of ink. Okay, and this is something what we know. But an important point is a driving factor is the usage of UV ink. If I look into the installation statistics of the last 2 or 3 years, we installed more UV presses than ever before. That is a clear indication that it goes towards, in some segment of course, UV printing. If you look to Europe, then you see conventional ink consumption in 2009 of about 245,000 tons. This is the European consumption of conventional ink. If you look to UV ink, then you have only 18% of that. If you look into the growth rate and that what we install and that what ink manufacturers are installing in ink producing capacity, so we see that in 2013 there will be a share of 21% of UV ink consumption. This is a clear indication that it goes more into attractive printing, more into printing on non-absorbent substrate. It goes more into more attractive packaging. If we look into India, then as I already mentioned, 18% in Europe, in India is 0.5% negligible. I mean, why should we stay there in the future as well? And we have seen that actually the Indian printing industry is following the technology in Europe, following technology in US, following technology in other countries where our Indian industry is exporting into. So there's a clear indication that within the next couple of years we will also see such a kind of development, let's say, a very strong upcoming UV application. At the moment, we see a lot of offline application, but in the future, more and more inline solutions will come up. And you see that here in UV printing capacity in India. If you read it, then you have the A1 size, you have the A3 size, you have the A2 size, and printing units at the moment in UV we have 180. That means actually 25 presses in India in the A1 size. And recently we installed in Chennai a high sophisticated UV printing press, a A1 press, which runs day in, day out with 18,000 sheets per hour as a UV press. Of course, such a press is not easy to handle. You have to control it. But once installed, once adjusted, once the ink is compliant with the found solution, once the paper is running, once the people are accustomed to the handling of that press, it is really able to run with a consistent quality and 18,000. This is something new, and you will see that more and more coming into India as well. So this is what I am doing in following up our Indian industry to show, to give you an indication that our Indian industry is growing. It is actually growing with, you see that over there, with about between 12 and around 12%. And in fiscal year 11 or in the year 11 where we are at the present, we can estimate that we are about 15.5 billion euros. If you multiply that with 62, then you have it in rupees. So this is a huge amount, and my colleague told me that this is actually as big as the automobile industry in India. And these are actually the latest updated numbers. So we see actually that the entire industry is growing. However, there are segments that are much more or faster having a bigger dynamic than the other ones. So those who are going step by step into this, or looking for this segment which is highly attractive, are actually on the right track.